Welcome, everyone. It is week number 8 of Decipher WARS Radio. I am your host, Mark Tuttle. 54 days and counting until the release of WARS TCG. Last week I said 59, so I cheated myself out of a couple of days somehow. It's 54 days from today, this Friday, until the release of WARS TCG on October 6th. We're also only 6 days away from the start of Gen Con Indy 2004, which once again will be the home of DecipherCon 2004, where we'll pick the world champions of our various trading card games. It's going to be a lot of fun, too. Plus, a huge emphasis on WARS TCG at DecipherCon 2004 this year at Gen Con. Now, yesterday we posted a story on Decipher.com about next week's virtual DecipherCon 2004. Now, since we'll be at Gen Con, and there's going to be all kinds of great stuff for WARS that we're going to be showing to everybody, we wanted you guys and gals at home to experience some of the fun, too. So we're going to post some goodies next week. Starting on Thursday, we'll feature some new and some very cool stuff for those of you that couldn't make it to the big show, all right? And also, don't forget that Decipher WARS Radio is giving you a chance next week to win one of 10 WARS TCG presentation goodie bags. Actually, they're not goodie bags. They're more goodie boxes at this point. But these are the ones we've been giving out for the email of the week. You can win one of 10 of those, and also one of 10, listen to this, Uncut WARS TCG demo deck sheets. Now, these are way more exclusive than a regular Uncut sheet. There's only about 50 of these that were made. We're going to give you a chance to win 10 of those. We're going to give 10 of those away. You have a chance to win one of those and also one of the presentation goodie bags. All right? Here's how you do it. We're going to put 4 secret words in our coverage on Virtual DecipherCon next week, starting on Thursday. Each day there'll be a different word. On Sunday, the first 10 people to email the 4 words to wars.radio@decipher.com will win. Now, full details are on decipher.com, so make sure you check that out, folks. But we're going to give you a chance to win some great stuff. We're going to have great coverage next week in Virtual DecipherCon, so you will feel like you are there and experiencing all this good stuff yourself. If you have any questions about that, shoot us an email here to wars.radio@decipher.com. Now, the interview for this week. Last week we had a great interview with Michael Stackpole. This week we're going to go back to gameplay, and we're going to talk to just kind of a regular Joe. We're going to talk to one of our Decipher playtesters. These are guys just like you that were lucky enough to be selected as a playtester for Decipher, and specifically for WARS TCG. This gentleman's name is Arthur Wright. Arthur, thanks for joining us on Decipher WARS Radio.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
Now, Arthur, you are one of the lucky playtesters for the WARS TCG, and the first thing people always want to know about playtesters is, do they know how to play games? How long have they been playing? What have they been playing? So, Arthur, give us your gaming history.
Oh, man, it's a long one, too. I am 32 years old. I have been gaming since I was 9, starting way back in the days of Dungeons & Dragons and all that good stuff. Gone through pretty much every role-playing game that's ever been made, and card games as well. Everything from Magic way back as far as beta, all the way up through Star Wars, which is still the love of my life, although Wars, the Moomin Rift, is quickly becoming my second favorite love.
How did you become a playtester for WARS TCG for us?
I got lucky. They put out a call to D agents to do a few things to put our name into a hat, and my name got picked.
Where are you a D agent for us right now?
Currently in Albany, New York.
What are your impressions of the process of playtesting for WARS TCG right now? Kind of, for the people who have never done this before, walk them through it. What do we send you? What do we require you guys to do? And then what do we require you to send back to us?
That's actually a pretty decent process. Very printer ink intensive, though. We get PDF files that have all these little cards on them, which really don't have any pictures. They have a bunch of numbers splattered everywhere, some text here and there, and we do a lot of printing on our printers. We cut them up, we put them into some sleeves, and then we try them. And then after we find something that we may think is too powerful, too weak, not quite balanced right, we send some emails back and forth, and things get changed. We're on about revision. We're on about our 12th or 13th revision of cards at this point, which should be just about it.
Now, are you getting the complete set of cards, or are you getting like a smattering of a couple of factions and some verb cards? What exactly do you get each time?
No, we get the complete set, and I'm a remote, and I have some satellite playtesters, which I have 4 or 5 guys that are my team, and I direct everything. I send the emails back and forth, and I also decide which guys on my team use which faction for the given week.
How many games have you played, do you think?
Wow. Wars the Moon Rift, I've probably played 100. And it's been great. You know, some of the games, you know, are good. Some of the games you sit there and you have a good old time and the games are close and everything's good. Other games, a card just is not quite balanced right and you get slaughtered, and then you go, well, that has to be fixed.
Now, what stops you from just losing a game fair and square, but saying, man, I'm really mad I lost that game, and just sending a report saying, I don't like this? I mean, are you able to keep it fair and balanced like that?
Yeah, it's tough. That's kind of my job, actually. We've had a couple games where some of my satellites have been kind of angry after the game, and they've kind of taken it personally, and they've been like, man, that sucked, I got crushed, and, you know, this card is bad, and I hate this card, I'm never playing with it, and that's kind of like my job, to be like, well, don't worry about it, it'll probably be changed, you know.
All right, now
keeping things straight, you know.
Now you realize that as a playtester, if something does get past us or an overpowered combo emerges, everyone is going to blame you.
Oh, I'm waiting for the message boards to light up, I'll tell you.
Wait, so you're saying there are things that got past you?
No, but I'm quite active on those message boards, as pretty much everybody knows, and will now be going back through my posts to see if I've said anything that may leak some cards to them or, you know, something. But
well, no, trust us, we've been watching for that too, Arthur. Arthur, do you feel the process is pretty thorough?
Yeah, I feel it's really thorough, actually. I've noticed there are a lot of playtest groups out there that, and I'm one of them. We send reports in that are probably 8-9 screens long, and people are pretty good about, you know, this is why this is broken, and this is why this doesn't quite work. I think we need to change something about it. And as of yet, Joe Allreed and Gerard and, you know, Kendrick and all, you know, Tom and all the guys have been really good about listening to us and saying, you know, I think you guys may be right. And then we find out, you know, when the next set of cards comes out, cards are, you know, changed.
Now, you and I have something in common in that we were both chosen for the fly-in playtests. With me, it was way back before Star Wars Premiere came out, and with you, it was here before the premiere of WARS TCG. Tell us what that was like to have us fly you in and let you kind of play the games here at Decipher HQ.
That was great. It was actually a lot of fun. I got to see a lot of the guys that I don't get to see often again. As far as the playtest went, the playtest was really good. And it was really good as far as a standpoint. I thought we really got, you know, it really was more of a one-on-one with the playtest teams. And we got to say, you know, like the 8 of us that were there, we got to say, you know what, this doesn't work. This is really broken. This has to be fixed. And it really sounded like, it was really good because it really sounded like they changed cards and they changed mechanics and they really adapted to what we were all saying quickly. It wasn't like, you know, you send them a mail and maybe a week and a half later you get, you know, you get something.
But everybody should understand that these playtests, whereas you keep saying how much fun it is, it's pretty grueling. This is a lot of work.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I probably played 40 games of cards in a day and a half, and yeah, it's pretty grueling. I mean, you know, everybody's gonna laugh at me now on the message boards. You're playing cards. How bad can it be? And that's true, but it's a lot of building and cutting, and you know, all of that.
And things change in midstream, and a card that worked one way last week maybe doesn't work that way anymore.
Yeah, there was actually a couple of games where a card would change pretty much in the middle of a game.
and what's going to happen to you is you're going to get something I call playtesting disease. And this is when the set does come out. You're going to keep playing cards the way that you remember them from playtesting and not how they are, and your opponent's going to reach across the table and smack you a couple of times.
I'm still playing them that way. I'll be playing the cards, and I'll go, okay, I'll do this, and someone will go, the card doesn't say that. Oh, dope. That was the last set of cards.
Give us a fun playtesting story real quick, something you remember and you'll never forget about this process.
I've had so many fun stories. I would think probably a couple of them. One of them, there was a card that is no longer in the set that just did something completely wrong, and it allowed you to do some very funny things. And probably on the first turn, I laid down about 10 sites, and then on the second turn, I laid down pretty much my whole hand and just started draining like mad, and it smacked the guy up a lot. And
that's the kind of thing that we all looked at and went, no.
Exactly. Then the next set of cards came out, and my favorite card was gone. I was like, oh, darn. Of course, I wrote in my mail, this card really is not good.
How do you think WARS TCG will be received by former Star Wars CCG players and by players new to the system?
As people know, I've been on the message boards a lot, and I've been talking about stuff, and people need to have a little faith. As of right now, the game is really good. In fact, I played Star Wars when Premiere came out, and I'll tell you, it wasn't a game. It was good, but it was not great. There were things that were definitely wrong, which got fixed later on. Well, Wars has kind of fixed a lot of those things. It's a lot better than Premiere Star Wars was. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot more challenging. I think it's going to be a lot better.
All right, in your completely non-biased opinion, Arthur.
In my non-biased.
Right. What faction or factions do you like the best?
Oh, I knew this one was coming up. I'm a big fan of the Gonjin. The Gonjin are a real favorite of mine, although I like to mix them. I'm a Gonjin Shi or a Gonjin Kuei man. I haven't quite laid my definite lines down yet, but it's definitely Gonjin, and Shi and Kuei are splashed on in there.
What do you like about the Gonjin?
You know, I like their abilities. I think they're an overall well-rounded, ground-based force, and that's going to be what I think I like a lot about them. Not that they don't have good space, but I think their ground tactics are good, and I kind of like that. And that's why I like the Shi and Kuei with them, because the Shi have a really good space and a weaker ground, so the Gonjin and Shi kind of balance each other out. The Kuei are just cool. They have lots of cool stuff. Their abilities are good, and they look neat.
All right, sounds good. Arthur, you are a playtester for WARS TCG. The fruits of your labor will be seen on October 6th. Any last thought you want to throw in there real quick?
Cannot wait. I'm dying for the set to come out, and for all those guys on the message boards that were worrying about it, yes, man, I'm definitely not one of them. I've had plenty of things to say about the game, and I'm trying to mold it to the best of my ability.
Arthur, thanks for joining us on Decipher WARS Radio. Do me a favor, say, hey, it's time for email.
It's time for email.
We get email. We get your email every day. Here's your mail today.
All right, email of the week this week. This is our prize winner. It goes to Joshua Fuller. He writes, please get rid of that stupid email song. It's irritating and completely out of place on a radio show dedicated to a sci-fi card game based on epic futuristic space battles. I've made it a regular practice to mute my volume for the duration of that dumb little song every broadcast. However, it still manages to ruin the listening experience for me every week when I tune into WARS Radio. Well, I'm going to give him email of the week because he was honest with me. He didn't beg for a prize, and he won't know he's the winner since we're still playing the music right now. So, Joshua, congratulations, you get the prize package. Next email for today, Mark. I'm curious what I can do as a soon-to-be addict of the WARS TCG. Back in the Star Wars day, we had Gold and Red Leader to direct the volunteers. Will there be something similar with Wars, and where may I sign up? This is from Dave Frederick. Well, Dave, you can go to volunteers.decipher.com. You can sign up to be a Decipher D agent, and you will be the guy to lead the charge for Wars in your area. Next letter, there's a lot of questions in this one. This is from Chris Duker, I believe I pronounced that right. Chris has several questions here. He says, I'm more of a collector than a player, and I'm a big fan of great CCG artwork. My questions reflect this. Number one, collation. How many boxes of Wars will it take on average to make a complete set without trading and with trading? Well, it depends on how good of a trader you are, I suppose. I really don't know. I think it would probably be akin to a base set of any of our TCGs. We'll talk more about that in the next couple of weeks. Number two, will there be an official fan club? Will the fan club distribute special cards? No plans at present for this, Chris, but you never know. Number three, will uncut sheets be awarded as tournament prizes or otherwise be made available? Yeah, uncut sheets will be made available probably through the Decipher store at some point in the future. Number four, will fully illustrated demo decks be made available for download on the WARS website? Yes, next week during virtual DecipherCon. That happens, I believe, on Saturday. Number five, will there be a forum on the WARS website where players can arrange trades with other players? Yep. That will be set up as soon as the game releases. Number six, will players be able to redeem box tops, card wrappers, etc. for special cards? There are no plans to do so at this time, Chris. Although I do know a guy who's collecting wrappers from TCGs because he's making beanbag chairs. He's a very odd little man. Number seven, how about doing fictionalized storyline recounts of major tournament battles online, illustrated with key artwork from the cards for added visual kick? Well, not a bad idea. Maybe some of you budding writers out there should look into it. Last question Chris has. How many fingers am I holding up? Chris, the answer is 4. All right, that's email for this week. Big reveal time here on Wars Radio. This is a nice little piece today. This is from an artist named Peter Ferguson. The title of this image is called Dusk Lurker, and this is someone from the Maverick faction once again. You can find the big reveal at warstcg.com/articles/article.aspx !ID = 396. That's it for the big reveal for this week. Don't forget, folks, our email address is wars.radio@decipher.com. Next week, it's going to be a very different week here as we broadcast live from DecipherCon 2004 at Gen Con. We'll talk about demos on the booth, what people think about the very cool Wars TCG banners they're going to see hanging all over our booth, and there just might even be a secret word in next week's broadcast. So, a lot to do. Wars Radio next week. Barring any unforeseen technical difficulties, folks, we'll do our best. If you have comments, suggestions, feedback, or you want to stay in my room for Gen Con, that's not going to happen. Email me at wars.radio@decipher.com. That's it for this week on Decipher Wars Radio. Thanks, guys.
Signal verification is complete.